All right, welcome to another exciting episode of Technology Tuesday. I'm Greg Russell here with Jerry Franklin Poe, and today we got an exciting episode. We can't wait to share with you guys. So, listen, if you are checking us out live, hit us up at hashtag live and let us know what city you're tuning in from. And if you are catching us on the replay, hashtag replay, and let us know where you are tuning in from. Really want to appreciate you guys for being here and tuning in. With that, we're going to dive deep into our content to share with you some tools, tips, resources, and things we have for you guys. Thank you for tuning in. Let's go.
All right, all right, all right. It's Technology Tuesday. That's right, folks. It's Jerry Franklin Poe, Greg Russell here in the building every Tuesday at 2 p.m., bringing you that practical knowledge, practical applications. So you can have practical solutions for your business. Greg, I know we're coming off of a holiday week, 3-day weekend. It's been some time for us to rejuvenate, relax, refresh over here. What about yourself? How hot was it in the Houston area?
It got to the mid 80s, man. It's been nice. Enjoying the cool mornings as things starting to heat up. And yeah, man, enjoyed the holiday. Really enjoyed this 3-day weekend. Got out and saw the Star Wars movie, which was awesome. I just enjoyed it and enjoyed every second of it. And it was, it hit all the buttons of a good Star Wars movie. So I can't wait till you check it out and we can talk about it.
Yeah, checked all the boxes for you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, yeah. I did want to get a chance. I was thinking about going to see it today, but I don't think I'm gonna have time to get over there um today. But yeah, it was on my list. It's like, oh, I like to go during the week when it's less crowded than during the weekends. It's like everybody, when I was younger, yeah, that was like the thing to do, right? It was like, now that I'm older, I'm like, man, if it's just me in the theater, I'm cool. I'm chill. I'm good with that.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, listen, man. I heard you have done some pretty cool things as well. So I want to talk to you about some of your latest, one of your many speaking events, but one of the latest ones you had recently, where you were actually speaking at a ceremony. So tell me a little bit about that.
Yeah, last week was a productive week. I don't like to use the word busy. I like to use the word productive. Productive week. I started off I think I was in Florida. I left Sunday. I was in Florida. Got back to Pennsylvania on Tuesday. Um, and then what happened Thursday, I had to talk on Thursday, then talk on Friday. So it was like boom, 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 boom. I think Wednesday was the only day that I didn't have um a speaking engagement or a travel thing happening on my schedule. Yeah, so Friday I was at the University of Delaware, where I went to school, Blue Hens, and I was the keynote address or keynote speaker for their because it was graduation weekend. University, I know it's weird that like it's so late. University, some schools graduate, early in May. University of Delaware, because of how they have their semester set up, it's always like right before Memorial Day. So their Saturday was graduation. So it was graduation weekend. And for one of the ceremonies, the Kente cloth, the Kente stole ceremony, I was the keynote address. Yep.
Nice, nice. What's interesting is I visited uh, the University of Delaware. It was one of the schools that I was considering coming out of high school, and one of my coaches wanted me to make sure I checked it out, and he had connections there. So he took me up there, and we had an orientation, and I stayed for the weekend and watched a football game. So I do remember the school. I've been there. I didn't go there, but I've been there.
Yeah, man, you could have been one of us. You could have been a blue hen. Instead of what's the wolf pack? You're the wolf pack. Yeah, yeah, we're one of the few schools, maybe the only school that produces Super Bowl quarterbacks, Super Bowl champions, and presidents. I don't know how many schools have both the president of the United States and the Super Bowl champion quarterback on the roster.
on the
But
roster.
that's UD. That's what UD represents.
We got a couple good. Man,
We lost you. I lost your audio, Greg.
oh man,
Oh
not.
no, you're back. You're back.
I
You're
got
back.
I got it. Yeah, man.
So what did you said? I forget. So what did you just say?
Oh, so we got a couple good quarterbacks too.
Oh, NC State.
Oh,
Mm,
Russell Wilson.
okay.
You know, to name a few. To name
Yeah,
a
so
few.
it was great to connect with the students there, to be back on campus to deliver some words of wisdom, and I talked to them about where they are and the future. Like, because of course, the weekend's all about celebration. We're celebrating their achievement, their milestone, but then also preparing them for what they're about to enter into, the life that they're about to go into now. And so I talked to them about promise, poise, and patience.
You talk to them about promise, poise, and patience. All right, bro. Let's get into it.
Oh, okay. Like, so
Well,
you want
well.
me to give you a
I,
little
I
little
mean,
sample?
listen. I mean, I know that as a speaker, you could just go. But when it comes to the,
Your audio keeps fading out a little bit. I don't know what's going on there.
you're right. It's
Or maybe it's just my end.
no, it's back. It's back. I'll keep an
Yeah, I
eye on it
lost you again.
as long as I'm seeing it here, then I know it's being broadcast out. Um,
Okay.
but
So
if
as
you,
long as it's on the
yeah,
show, um, so like how like I know one of the questions we were talking about behind the scenes was like how this relates to people and their business and how like so I was giving these folks life advice, career advice, but it also ties into entrepreneurs, business owners. The idea of promise ties directly into the value we bring to the marketplace.
that's
Like
right.
first of all, you have to recognize what is your value, what is your promise. What we all were born with some type of problem solving ability. Like there are things that you are good at, there are problems that you can solve, there are solutions you have for other people's lives. But recognizing the promise is pretty much the first challenge people have. And then the second challenge that people are going to have is delivering, fulfilling the promise. So promise is possibility, it's potential, it's purpose, right? So your business idea, they all those have possibility, potential, purpose. So the question you got to have is like, okay, what do I offer the marketplace? And two, how do I actually deliver on those promises that I have?
I think that's important to determine. You know, what do you bring to the marketplace? Because especially now more than ever, where we have Chat GPT and AI and Perplexity and all of them combined, that can make someone who may not necessarily have uh, a skill or a lot of value look and sound like they do. So I think it's really important that you identify that more than ever. So I appreciate you saying that.
Yeah, I think one of the biggest challenges that a lot of people have is knowing how to articulate their promise in the marketplace. Like how to match the audience that you have with the promise that you actually carry. I mean, all of us carry something valuable that we can offer. Some of those are natural talents that we're born with, right? And then others are skill sets that we develop along the way. And once you start to recognize that you have promised what your promise is, the question is actually acting on it. But I mean, the biggest hurdle, I mean, I don't want to overlook this. The biggest hurdle for a lot of folks is recognizing they have it and then acting on it. Miles Monroe, I mean, one of his famous quotes is the fact that the wealthiest place on the planet is not the banks, it's not the oil fields, it's not the gold mines, it's not the diamond mines. That the wealthiest place on the planet is the cemetery, because a lot of people take that value, that treasure, that promise to the grave with them because they don't act out on it. They don't take their business idea, do something with it. They don't write the book. They don't paint the picture. They have all this stuff inside them. They don't start the business, but they just take it to the grave.
Wow. Wow. Man, it just got me thinking how many, some of the things that I didn't pull the trigger on or haven't done that I said I was going to do. Like I don't think it's, I don't think it's just me. I think that, many people have things that they want to do that they don't pull the trigger on. And my daughter actually made a post where she was talking about this specific thing, where she's talking about, you know, writing writing the play and the things that she struggled with. And so it's really important that, you sit down and you think about what are the things that you really want to do, and then pull the trigger on it, just like you said, actually do it. And so I spent some time over the last few days, some things that I wanted to do, studio on the sides, on the tech side that you can't see, working on some things, updating it behind the scenes, which we'll talk about in a later show. But yeah, sometimes you just gotta pull the trigger on doing the thing, and I think that's important to recognize. Take a moment to recognize, like, all right, what are the things I want to do? I don't want to be, take these gifts, take these ideas, take these things that I know I'm supposed to do, and not do it because it's more convenient not to. And so that's deep, man. Think about the most the richest place is the grave. Wow, that's
Well, I mean, the word convenience is a very funny word to use here because both are convenient. Like it's convenient to do it and convenient not to do it. Like it, and what I mean by that is like, is it really convenient to not live out your dream? Right? Is it really convenient to go through life having these things inside you that you want to do and you never act? Is that really convenient? Or do you feel regret? Do you feel some type of discomfort because you see other people succeeding and you don't? So wouldn't it be more convenient like for you to actually do it? So it's people think that it's easy not to do, but Jim Rohn, one of the things he said, it's easy on both sides. It just depends on your mindset. Like your mindset determines what's difficult and what's not. So living with regret is difficult. Living with discipline can be difficult, or living with regret could be, if you think that's the easy way, well, like okay, cool. But some people discipline is the easy way because they're avoiding the regret. So it's just a
right.
matter of how you see it. The challenge though is the mindset, or what you would call character, is the pendulum. Whether the pendulum swings to actually taking action or not taking action. I mean, because Greg, we all have relatives, right? I got people in my family. I'm not gonna call out any names, but like, you get together and they be like, "Yeah, I had that idea." It's like they say like, I thought of that too. Like everybody has something that they see a commercial for or a thing, and they're like, "Yeah, I was thinking about that too," and it's like they didn't actually do it, because ideas, they go to more than one person just in case one person doesn't actually take action, right? Otherwise, some stuff would never get invented if you only gave it to one person and they never did anything with it.
Wow, wow. Can you
Well,
just
that's my theory. I have no proof that ideas go to more than one person, but that's
yo,
my
can
theory.
you imagine the the ideas that people haven't acted on, and they missed out just because they haven't? Man, that's not something I want to ponder, because I'll be like, man, I should have did this, and I should have did that. But it's just a good reminder of, listen, there's we're listen, we're not all created equal, right? Some people have more advantages than others. Some people have more finances than others. Some people have more advantages than others, right? So, but the one thing we all have, if you're still breathing, you have 24 hours a day. That's the only thing we all have in common. Like the only thing we all have that is, say, we all have. So as long as you're still, above the dirt, then you have 24 hours, right? And so what are you going to do with your 24 hours? That's the only thing that equals us out. Otherwise, you got to use what you do have advantage. You have to use the advantages you have to maximize your results.
Yeah, so the key there, Greg, what you said, it's not, I mean, I don't look at it as we're pondering or spending too much time on the things that we didn't execute. It's what did you learn from the experience? So there are a lot of things that happened in our past that were preparation, right? The thing that didn't work out for you in many cases. I mean, I can look at it from my perspective. The things that were considered failures were really preparation for what was going to be next. It was a learning experience. Like I didn't give up. I didn't say it was done, one and done. So like there's stuff that didn't work. The things that tried, it didn't go the way I wanted it to, but that gave me more insight as to what can happen next time. So that's where poise comes into place, right? Because poise is how do you deal with the emotional experience, right? So I talked to my who my mentor is. Like one of the things that he threw at me like a long time ago. I mean, it feels like yesterday, but both of us are getting close to the both of us are around the half century mark, right? Let's just put that out there. So we're not like 20, 21 anymore. But I remember back in those days, he asked me, "How would you rate your frustration quotient?" And first of all, I never even heard of frustration quotient before. Like, what is a frustration quotient? And basically, he was saying to me is that success in life is dictated by how much frustration you can actually process and endure. That the people in our world that are the most successful, the people that are most fulfilled, the people who actually deliver on the promise that was put inside them, that God-given promise, those are the people who are willing to deal with higher levels of frustration. So when you think about higher income, right, higher revenue, higher profit usually comes with bigger challenges. Like you solve bigger problems, which is why you get bigger revenue, right? Impressive titles come with harder problems to deal with, right? So the bigger the position, the bigger the service, the bigger the product, like the more you
Mhm.
grow, the more you're going to have to deal with in terms of problems. Like if you have a little bit of influence, right? If your network, if your reach is small, then you're not going to have that many problems. When you start reaching millions of people, you're going to have more problems. People are going to talk about you. People aren't going to like you. People are going to want to tear you down. You're going to have returns. You're going to have issues with your technology. Like all that stuff comes with. So can you deal with the frustration of those moments? And a lot of people don't elevate because they're not willing to deal with their poise, right? Their mindset, that internal stuff that emotional intelligence, is what you want to call it. That poise is basically how you handle pressure, how you handle stress, how you manage your triggers. It's your composure, right? All that, how you stay grounded when the world tries to rush you, and how you stay settled or centered when the world tries to shake you. All those things, that's your poise. And if you don't have that, it's going to put a cap as to the level of elevation that you're going to have when it comes to your product, your business, your service, in the marketplace.
Man, you hit it on the head. There was there was one artist who said more more problems, more money. And
Yeah, Biggie, right? Biggie said it best, right?
it's
Notorious B.I.G. says best, like
yeah.
more problem, more money, more problems.
But yes,
Yeah.
how do you grow into learning how to deal with the bigger challenges? And I think being able to take a step back and realizing where you want to go, you may need to adjust a little bit or a lot of bit um, to get there. And so, because you may have to deal with things that at the level you are at may be really uncomfortable, and how do you adjust? How do you change? How do you shift? How do you become that bigger entrepreneur, that you know bigger person within yourself to be able to handle some of those things? Because we all know and have seen people who can handle tremendous amounts of pressure where it may seem easy to them, but it's all about being able to grow into that. And so being able to pause or poise, excuse me, have the poise to be able to deal with it is important. And I think that was your next one. I don't want to push you if that's not where you're ready to go, but
No, no, like you're good. Like I mean, that part's critical. Like, and here's the thing about like poise is something you can develop. It's not always it's not instinctual. Like you can grow your emotional intelligence. You can increase your emotional intelligence. You can develop your emotional intelligence. So if you want to grow your business and get to higher levels, it's really about growing yourself. Like if you as an individual, you put a cap as to how far you can go because um Like your talent, your skill, your value can put you in a position, but it's your poise and your patience that actually keep you there, right? Talent can take you to a place where character may not be able to keep you. We see it all the time. People like, oh, they elevate, and then it's like something happens. It's like, boom, they lose it all, right? They lose everything that they worked for because of one instance, one moment, one video, one statement, one whatever, right? So the key for us is like, some people, Greg, they get to a certain level in their business and then they retreat because they don't like dealing with the problems. They don't like the issues that come along with the success. So the success creates uncomfortability for them. So then they go back to a lower level where it feels more comfortable. And others like, well, I want so that's why it's like, did you grow faster than your did your promise grow faster than your poise? Because some people grow at a higher rate than their character. Their business grows before their character has the maturity to develop it. But then that last part about it is the patience part. The patience part is another critical factor where people sometimes get knocked off track as well, because Zig Ziglar, I believe, said it best when he said that success is when opportunity meets preparation, but preparation takes time.
You need to write that one down. You need that.
Success occurs when opportunity meets preparation. So if you think about preparation, like, well, how long does it take for you to be ready for the opportunity? And a lot of times people are waiting for the opportunity to present itself. They're not preparing before the opportunity. You're following what I'm saying? Like, one of the things I had to learn was you gotta be ready for it when it happens. You don't just wait until it comes up and like, now, okay, I'm gonna get ready. Like, when you're gonna take a plane, you don't just like wait till the boarding time to start packing. You gotta pack and get there ahead of time and be ready for the plane to actually board. You gotta get there before, you know, 2 hours ahead of time. So when Malcolm Gladwell, when he talked about, mastery, he gave out that 10,000 hour rule. And I know people have misconstrued what he meant when he said that, but the idea that it takes time to get really good and to master something to a world class level, excellent level. Michael Jordan, LeBron James, they didn't win a championship their first year. There are people who won championships their first year. Magic Johnson did, but he also had Kareem Abdul-Jabbar on his team. So you
But the point
most people, it takes them time.
the point was Kareem had been there a while doing working the
Kareem wasn't new, right? Magic was new. Kareem wasn't new.
so it,
So it
it
takes time.
no, it's funny because the I'll go back to some sports days for myself. Like the first year I started playing football when I was a child, 9 years old. That team went to the championship, and we didn't win it, but I had to play with the kids who were older than me because it was based on weight class, and so I had to play with the older kids who were bigger, stronger, faster than me. But what I learned was that there was an attitude already of we're one of the best teams, and the same thing happened my first year playing semi-pro. Uh, we went to the championship that year as well, and lost. We came back and won it the year after, but the thing about being prepared is you have to be like, opportunities are going to come, and there's probably been times in your life where you've experienced where an opportunity come and you really couldn't take advantage of it because you just weren't ready. And so what I believe you're trying to communicate in a great way is that you have to be ready to take advantage of the opportunities when they come. You cannot get ready at that point. It's too late.
But the other side to the Greg is this: sometimes you think you're ready, and patience will say you're not. So like there are times I've watched Shark Tank, and a person comes on Shark Tank, and they have a business. The sharks love the business, but they'll tell them it's not the right time for you to take on an investor,
Yeah.
because your business right now isn't positioned for it, because we might think we're ready. So like patience is your attitude while you wait for the results to get to where they need to be. Like patience is how you appreciate the journey. Patience is that thing that says, well, this delay is actually protection. Like it's like I need some more time because I think I'm ready. Like there are things that I thought I wanted and it didn't happen. And then like I realized later, like, oh, if I would have got that, I would have messed it up. I would have really been like messed up. Like I thought I was ready for that opportunity, but I wasn't. I needed some more, like, like put it back in the oven. You know what I mean? Like, yo, I needed some more time. Like, yo, warm that back up. That's not done yet. So sometimes that's what patience teaches you, is that you need more preparation, that it's like there's still stuff for you to actually work on. And the challenge is that everyone's growth and development looks different. It's different for every person. So why patience is necessary, why you want to develop patience, is because sometimes people fall into this toxic trap of comparing where they are to where somebody else is. They're trying to compare their like first chapter to someone else's fifth chapter, right? They're trying to compare their fifth chapter to someone else's 10th chapter. Like, you don't know where that person is in their story. So you're like, well, why are they getting this and I'm not? Well, you don't know what they actually had to deal with or go through in order to be ready for what they're getting now.
Right. And I think that's important, in business too. Like a lot of times I see it when it comes to marketing, people want to market their business in a way they're really not ready for. And like you said, their patience is allowing them to not wait, right? So, real simple, somebody wants to start running ads before they're really ready to run ads. And because maybe they haven't done it before, they're kind of excited about it, but it's not the time for them because of what it takes, what it costs, how long you need to be in that to learn before it starts producing results that you want. And so yeah, I can see how that relates on the entrepreneur side as well.
Yeah, it's you could be wanting to hit the numbers without the infrastructure to support the numbers.
That's right.
And you'll learn real quick. You'll learn real quick there's like, oh, we weren't set up for this massive level of attention. And then now you have dissatisfaction because your brand is associated with not being able to provide the quality service. And that's the biggest issue. Like, a lot of times people think of success, like in our society right now, we have like this instant gratification. Like, if I post something, oh, somebody might like it, or like do this. Like, there are so many things that we appreciate now that at the time that they were released, people didn't think they were that great. Like art, music, movies that have become like classics, but when they were released, everybody was like, "Oh man!" It took time for people to actually appreciate what it brings. So the idea of like overnight success, or the phenomenon of overnight success, like somebody's like, "Oh, this person was an overnight success," but it was like it was a long night though. That's what people don't get. Like, oh, it was a long night. You weren't there through all those nights. Like, it seems like it was an overnight success, but you didn't see all the ideas before this one that may not have been as successful or didn't work out. So, it's a marathon rather than a sprint. If you want to build a legacy, if you want to create lasting wealth, it's a marathon, and you gotta be willing to put the reps in. Like when I first started, like I was thinking back a couple of days ago, like 2005. I would be preparing for some, speaking engagements, and it's like I'm up on, like, I'm just trying to get the information and prepare and do this. Like, you're grinding it out, like like you're not keeping regular hours. You're not going, like, it's like there is no such thing as a bedtime. Like, you take a nap and you get back up, do some more work. Like that, and so the question is, are you willing to pay those dues? And that's the challenge everybody has. So the thing is that when you wrap it up, is like promise is recognizing the value they bring, but then poise is what protects that value, and patience is how you nurture the value.
I love it. I love it. Man, I want to thank you for sharing, bro. Um, before we wrap, is there any last minute, or not last minute? Is there anything else you want to drop before we wrap?
I mean, the thing that I want people to, I think, should just take away is that it's not one thing, it's multiple things. It's never going to be just the one thing to success. So people are always looking for the missing piece of the puzzle. The more tools you can add to your toolbox, the better. So my philosophy is, be vigilant, be valiant, and be victorious.
Especially now, man, because information is so freely available. Listen, I remember real quick story. I remember a time where I was traveling up and down the East Coast, and I had car trouble, and one of the people who I was um, teaching in front of had a relationship with the person I had a relationship with, and they were the closest one. And they said, "Hey, you can stay with us." And so they were real estate investors. And when I went to their house, they had like this library of courses and all sorts of courses. And many of the courses I have seen people, some of the popular ones, some of the non-popular ones, but it was the wealth of all the courses. And I was thinking, man, do you need all of them? Wouldn't one or two just work? Why do you need all of them? And he shared with me. He said, he said he said one, they're not all going to have everything you need, right? They will have each one will have something or a piece of it. You have to continually adding the pieces till you get there. If you just rely on one or two, it'll never be just what you need. And I never forget that because I was just overwhelmed by how many courses were actually on that in that library within his own home. So to your point, Jerry, yes, it is not an overnight success, and you got to be willing to put in the work. Thank you so much for sharing, man. You've been a blessing to me and to this show, and I just want to let you know publicly that I appreciate you.
Well, thank you, brother.
Yes, sir. So if that, guys, listen, tune in every week, Tuesday, 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, where we will share our tools and resources, tips, and strategies so you can grow a seven-figure business. And if you want our specific help with that, you can join us at sevenfigurepath.com. That's the number sevenfigurepath.com. With that, I'll see you guys next Tuesday, 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Take care.